This omnipresence of technology now, information, is kind of multiplying our distance from each other. That's why I love drawing. That's why I love getting into deeper stories as opposed to like the poppy stuff. I like to talk about real issues and real people and real results. I approach paintings in different ways, but with maybe these three ingredients, three kings. It's music, it's color, it's title. I could sit here and think about a painting like I have with this one for a few years now. And then finally, the right time, the right feeling comes, and then it just addresses me to like, go at it, Lee. That's the difference between now and the trains. The trains was very spontaneous. I had to be very methodical and invincible to be able to do it within an 8-hour time. Now I have more time, but I have to be very careful because now my work is really literally not moving away from me. What's important that brings it to the foreground for me is what music I'm listening to at that time. And there's little subliminal messages that are in the music lyrics that kind of like speak to me. And I write them on the wall very quickly. I write them on the painting. I've always written over my painting. And then I can sit here and remember the music that influenced me in the early 70s. Like when I made my Prelude series. This is the seminal records that made 100,000 kids in a city that didn't even realize they were there say, we are here. We're here to have the right to party and do it at night if we had to, and appropriate the sources to make that happen, just to hear music. We're painting and we're making music and we're dancing. That's beautiful. The music was the tailwind that really made me, I would go to those jams and hear the music echoing through the caverns of the projects. Boom, boom, boom. It would bounce off the wall to 2 or 3 blocks away. Sit there with my bags of paint. I mean, there were many times where Dennis Coffey or James Brown said, Lee, go at it, we're with you. And you know, I was like, that's it, that's all I needed to hear. And you saw it in the work. You saw it, and that's where people say the energy of the trains is something that's very unique. But I think that the energy still continues today, that it's undeniable, that it comes out, you know, and it just, you know, addressing issues that people won't dare to talk about. And that's the power of our art. It is the first and last medium that we have to actually have information that really kind of talks to you much better than the headlines. What made the Century of the Wind come to be was seeing this city, which I love dearly, change again. And not realizing like I do now that a city like this has always been about change. And it samples itself. The reasons why things were going on and why they were going on in the LES at that time was very disturbing to me because I always looked right, I always went for the fine print and everything, even to this day. I nitpick at all the headlines and all the hearsays and naysays, and I just put it all together in the blender in my studio and I put it up on the canvas. And I feel that when people see that, they understand the avenue that I'm carving, because I always leave it open for interpretation. And I think art, in a sense, it really never is finished when you think about it. And I've said it a lot of times that a painting should never be designated as a finished painting because you have no right to say that you finished a painting. The audience finishes it for you. The world and time finishes it for you. That's what makes work affect people in different ways. And that's the beauty of art.